world that are coming to us live, as well as on our streaming services with YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. We're so glad that you're here. It's a brand new year. We got a lot of great things we want to talk about and some new fun things to introduce you to. We're so excited to have each one of you here. We're going to be doing a lot of celebration today. We want to send out some money to people that are the top influencers that are making a difference in people's lives. We've got some new leaderboards that we want to show you that our techno wizards, our website wizards have been working on diligently, that we're going to show you these new pieces that we have, the top individual enrollers, as well as the top influencers that are influencing for good. As you know, that's one of the new pieces that we've created. And then, of course, we have a brand new app that we want to talk to you about and show you that, because that is so cool of what we've created there. So welcome, everybody. This is Tom Painter again. And you know, my wife and I are the founders of the Success and Money Foundation. We're a nonprofit educational foundation, a charity, an NGO. We teach kids, teens, young adults, and adults about success and money because, well, you probably didn't learn it in school. Now, our goal is to make a difference in people's lives. That's why we're here. So we have this wonderful website. You're welcome to be able to share this. This is your foundation. LaDonna and I are the ones that founded it, but this is your foundation to go out there and make a difference in people's lives. So our purpose is very simple: free success and money classes for anyone, anywhere. But in order to be able to do that, we need your help. We need you to be able to go out there and share this. Now, we have 3 specific missions of what we do. Mission number 1 is to provide financial rewards to students for attending online classes and sharing with others. Now, the key is that we want you to put this into your investment account. We don't care what kind of investment account you use or where you invest it. We're going to tell you some of our thoughts on that of what we do. But this is what's so important. As I was teaching a church group the other night, and there was a bunch of older women. And the one question I asked is, what is the one thing that you wish that you would have done financially? And I asked them, how many of you wish you would have started earlier? And all the hands go up. That's the number one thing that people say, is they wish they would have started earlier. Opening up an investment account and funding it and getting started with it, for many people, is a hard thing to do. And they don't do it because they're scared of that. And we want to make it so it's simple and easy so that you can understand it. The whole world, you know, as you look at the whole world and the investment community and stuff like that, it's a roller coaster. Some of you have your stocks and maybe the value of those stocks have gone down. We don't look at the value of the individual shares of stock. What we look at is the number of shares. Okay. And we'll talk about that in another segment, because we're going to jump back in and talk about G-Invest and G-Cash with our resident expert, Daryl Messina, in just a few minutes in one of the later sections. But remember, we don't really care. We're Warren Buffett fans. We invest in businesses. And if the whole stock market shut down for 10 years and you couldn't decide, you couldn't make any changes, are you happy with what you invested in? So what we want to teach you about is the simplicity of long-term investing. That's step number 4, automatically invest. The wealth formula, very simple. You need to take money, put it away on a weekly, monthly basis, times time. Times have a go up in value, and that equals wealth. That's the key of what we're trying to do. And the real important thing is you have to get those money seeds planted. You've got to get your long-term investments going, and you've got to do it for your children. I was lucky enough to have a father that was 4 days older than Warren Buffett. So as I was growing up, I had my own mini Warren Buffett. Now, Warren Buffett added a whole bunch of commas and zeros behind his name, but the things that my dad taught me were very similar to the things that Warren Buffett taught. And he helped me get an investment account open when I was just a teenager. Now, the purpose of that was to get me in the game and to start understanding about long-term money. And that's one of the things we want to do. Now, the purpose of all this is not to get you rich. The purpose of this is to get you to have a better life. The goal is to take you from wherever you are up to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. And the way you do that is you study successful people. You study how they did it, and then you do it. Now, some of these successful people added commas and zeros and stuff like that. That's wonderful, but our goal is to play the game. And remember, money is just a game. Money is just a game. And if you play well, you get bonuses, and you can spend those bonuses on fun things if you want. So that's step number 1. That's what we're really trying to teach. And of course, you know, the 5 steps. Step number 1 is to make more money. You make more money by adding more value, solving bigger problems, and studying successful people of how they did it. Step number 2 is you have to separate it, sort it. You need to figure out how to systematize your money. Now, if you can do this at your home, your small businesses become big businesses. Your investments become big investments. In my lifetime, I've had to manage through our companies and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. And we had to create systems to be able to do that. So we want you to learn how to create small systems. You can manage your money on one piece of paper. And that's one of the wonderful things we have in the download section, which is in the courses. That's step number 2. Step number 3, you got to give some of it away. I'm so grateful for every one of you for helping us this last year. As you know, that we've done the Make a Difference program, where we send out money to our students and let them go out and make a huge difference in someone else's life. This is the book that my wife creates for me that has all those stories in there. And we did that big push through Christmas, and we're going to do it again for Valentine's Day, which is coming up, believe it or not, and not very long from now. 6 weeks from now. That's crazy. And then we'll do it again for Easter and maybe for my birthday. And we'll come up with fun things that we can do on the Make a Difference program. But that's step number 3. You got to give some of it away. It's a spiritual law, but it's a business law. And we're going to teach you more about that as we continue to go forward. Number 4 is you got to automatically invest. Automatically invest, automatically invest. That is the key part of what we do. You have to automatically invest. Right there. Automatically invest, automatically invest, automatically invest. If you found out that you were going to pass away and you only had 5 minutes to talk to each of your children, and you only had one envelope to teach them what they need to do to be financially successful. And again, money's not good, money's not evil. Money buys churches, money helps people, money feeds people, money is neutral. If you have money, you can do good things with it. If you don't, then it creates kind of a challenge. It lets you do things faster. But number 4 is you need to automatically invest. And we're going to talk about some more of that in our next section. Number 5 is to save and spend. Save and spend. Now, the world teaches us that you don't have to make money. Here's a credit card. You can just go out and spend money. Well, that's how you get trapped. Mathematically, it's impossible to get out of some of this kind of debt that's out there. And so we want to teach you about this in a very simple way. And the most important thing is we want to have you teach it to someone else. Because if you only had 5 minutes with your kids and you have one envelope and a pen, this is what you're going to draw. You're going to teach them the 5 steps. Now, the wealth formula is very simple. You need to take money every week, every month, every time you make money, and put it into your long-term investing. I don't care if the stock's going up, down. I don't care if your businesses are going up or down. What I care about is what they're going to look like in 10 years from now. And so we look at that way. I look about the number of shares you own, not how much the shares are worth. Because as we know, stuff is going to get inflated. Inflation is making houses more expensive. It's making food more expensive. And if you own things, it appreciates and we appreciate it. If you don't own things, then it's inflation and it hurts you. So that's the real key for that. And then you do that over time. You do that over time. You know, if I gave you an apple and I said, what's the most important part about this apple? Well, people would say it's the nutrition, it's this, it's whatever it is. But the most important part about that apple is the seed. Okay. You can eat the apple. You can share the apple. You can get nutrition from the apple. But the most important thing is that seed that you can take from the apple and plant another apple tree. That's what we're trying to teach you. The stuff we're doing is going to take a while. If you want to build a solid financial future, it's going to take time because we want to build it solid. This isn't get quick overnight, because usually if you get fast money, it goes fast as well. We want to build it solid. Now you do that over time, and then you learn how to make your investments go up in value. That's the key. And for many of you, you need a small business, a side hustle. So that's why this is so important for you to be able to do that. So as we go back to what we are talking about, the mission number 2 is we want to be able to provide donations and a platform for schools and churches and charities and organizations. So we really have 2 kinds of fun leaderboards. We have the individual leaderboards, where every time that you talk to somebody and introduce to someone, you are sharing that wealth. And we do that with our top influencers and our top enrollers. Then we have the fun of creating organized groups, schools, churches, charities, groups, and teams. And so there's two different kinds of leaderboards that we had to do, because we know that this has to be fun. It has to be educational, but more importantly, it has to be competitive, because if it's competitive, then it will be fun. That's why we do all this fun stuff on keeping track of all the things you do. And do you ever wonder if you really had an influence on people? That's why we do it, and that's how we've created it. Step number 3, of course, is our mission is to help those in need. And for every hour that our students are in class, then the foundation is going to donate a pair of eyeglasses. We're going to feed someone or provide some clean water. And I want to congratulate you. We have hit the 113,000 hour mark. We just went over 9,000 students that we have now. And 2 years ago, when we launched the site, it took us 2.5 years to build the site. In the last 1 year, this is the vast majority of all the things that have happened, over 9,000 students, and we just went over 113,000 hours. So our goal for this next year is 2023 is to get up to 20,000 students and 200,000 hours. And you can see we're about halfway there. So we need to keep cranking. And this is what our goal is as a group. We study successful people. If you study successful people and do like they do, then you can do what they've done. Now, some of these people added all kinds of zeros and commas. We don't care about that. What we care about is the system we used. We're celebrating this year having hit over 26,000 small financial rewards that we've sent out to students all around the world. When you get those rewards, we ask that you put those into your investment accounts. We know of over 3,000 investment accounts that have been started either in a savings and an investment account. And the goal is to get those money seeds planted so that you can have a better life and keep up with what's going on in the world. As you know, my wife and I donated a whole bunch of real estate, $3 million worth of real estate in Berkshire Hathaway's dog. The things we're teaching you are the things that we've done. And these are the things that funded the foundation. As it makes money, we give that money away. This is kind of an endowment. I want to congratulate you on all the Make a Difference programs that we've done. We've gotten well over that 600 number. Those are the ones that just have been reported back to us. So I want to congratulate all of you for making a huge difference there. Mission number 3, when a student completes an hour of online classes, we are making donations. And my good friend Ken Craig is here, and he's one of the organizations that we use to be able to go out there and make a difference with eyeglasses, with food, and with water. So congratulations. Now, today I want to talk just a little bit about some of our fun leaderboards that we have here. We've got some brand new things that we've created. And our techno wizards, I don't know if I should call them website wizards or techno wizards. Throw in the chat, do you like the name techno wizard, or do you like the name website wizard for Jake and for Ethan that have made some incredible improvements into the site? And our goal is to be able to make this so it's sophisticated enough that you can get onto a computer and see all these wonderful things that we do, but yet small enough and easy enough that you can use it on a phone, even if you have low bandwidth. So here, I want to be able to talk to you a little bit about a couple things on our courses that we just added. We added a new prerequisite course called Courses Start Here First. We know that it's important when you come in, before you jump in and start going through all the stuff on the site, is actually to learn what's on the site. What are the things that can benefit you? So we've created a whole brand new one that's called Courses Start Here First. Even if you've already started, it's going to make you go back and watch those courses. It's not very long, but it gives you a better overview of what we do and how we do it. And then, of course, we have all these wonderful classes. We've added all kinds of new courses, and we're adding new courses even as we talk today. As you know, we have success and money classes. We have classes especially for women. We have all kinds of classes on small business. And we're going to start adding a whole new section on health. This is called success and money. So one of the things that we have to add is health. Health is wealth. If you don't have your health, you are in trouble. There's an old proverb that says if you have a million, one and a bunch of zeros, and if one represents health and the zeros represent all your wealth, if you take off your health and cross that off, you've got nothing. And I can attest to that because in my lifetime, there's been times when I've had really good health and my businesses, our philanthropy has just soared. But when I've had bad health, everything has just crashed. And so you can see we have all these wonderful courses that we have. And again, the earn while you learn. Very simple. Simply come to class. This is a class that we're doing right now. There's live classes. When you do that, you can earn a little bit of money for your investment account. And going out and sharing the wealth with other people. And Ethan and Jake were able to figure out how to be able to put your personal link right here. So as you log in right here, you have the ability to click on your referral link or your QR code. So I was teaching a women's church group on Tuesday night, and I just pulled up on the screen the referral code, and they were all sitting in the audience, and they just pulled out their phone and they scanned the QR code and they signed up to get their free membership. So again, all you do is go after you log in, come here to the referral QR code, and then click here to be able to see it. And this will produce your unique individual QR code. And they can just scan that. And then from there, they'll fill out all the information, first name, last name, a display name, an email, a text number. The reason we like text numbers is because it helps us figure out where in the world that you're coming from. And then a simple password. Now, when you get started, most people come in and say, hey, I'm just an individual. That's great. And that's perfect. Everybody is an individual on one side. But if you are an organized group, if you're a school, a high school, an elementary school, or a college, if you are a business or a church or any kind of a formal organization, you get to compete on the formal organization side. And again, if you're in a high school, simply click we're a high school. Then you'll click the name of your high school, and let's look at the Campus National, for example, and then you're going to pick out which grade you're in. That's why this is so much fun. So if you've got a big organized group, a school or a charity or a congregation, a church congregation, and you want to be able to see how well you do with the rest of the people around the world, then reach out to us first, because we need to put you, we need to program you in, and then you can have your organized piece from there. But that is so much fun of the stuff that we're doing there. We're excited about all that. And again, we've got all these new courses. We've added some new courses with additional languages. This is something that our techno wizards have figured out. So as you were going through these classes, you have the ability to go down and click on the transcription, and it will show you the words in up to 30 different languages. So we're pretty excited about that. As you continue to go on, we have the live classes, the downloads. We've added a whole bunch of new downloads and books. We got some free books here as well that you have access to. And again, you know, when we were in business, in the educational business, we would sell this for $5,000 US. You know, this is how much it costs to be able to get all this information. But then, you know, I was on the phone with Mark Victor Hansen just the other day, and he's the gentleman that did the Chicken Soup for the Soul, and Robert Allen. This is a legacy project. All of us are getting a little bit older, and we want to pass this all down to the next generation. But if you were to buy what's on this site, it would be $5,000 US. Now, in addition to that, we have all the free books, the podcasts, the downloads. It's a brand new year. Somebody asked about how do you manage your money? Well, there's a download for that. There's a download for how to manage your money on one piece of paper. We have the Make More Money Small Business Resources. When you click on that, there's all kinds of outside resources that you have available to teach you, to help you to make more money. You need to make money with your job. That's wonderful. But all of you need a side hustle. All of you need extra streams of income. And so one of those things is you need a small business, real estate or otherwise, that you can make extra money. And then as you make that money goes right down into your wealth formula. Then we have the next step resources, which I'm so excited to be able to share more of, because we're building more and more of these things. And so these are some of the great programs that after you go through our classes and get started, this is your next step. You can earn college credit if you'd like. There's a wonderful personal finance program that is a college credit type. My friend that used to manage billions and billions of dollars as a manager, a fund manager, he created all this, but it's a little deeper than what I do. And then, of course, we have the wonderful classes on self-reliance that you can go through at any time. We're adding new sections to the Success and Money. We're adding a family and marriage group right here. And this is a wonderful podcast that we give you access to, because we want you to start following some wonderful people, because we are trying to make such a huge difference in your life. Now, let's do a little bit of celebrating. You saw in the email that we just sent out, we are celebrating our top enrollers. And what's so cool about our system is that we've made a few little changes. We've put first names and last names on these, but you can see here's our top person right here that has enrolled 71 people over the whole time that we've been here. Now, those people have gone to class over 2,400 hours. So you say, Johnson, is Johnson making a difference? Well, he's enrolled 207 people by just sharing his free link. Remember, we're a charity. We're a foundation of an NGO, 501c3. So our goal is to be able to share the wealth with others, and the wealth is the information. But just look at that. There's Johnson right there, and he's got 207 people that have been online for 1,600 hours. The new thing that we just created is that when you click on the person's name, you can see all of their people and how many hours that they have been online. So this is a brand new thing that is just that we've been working on like craziness. Ethan and Jake have been just these techno wizards working with these great programmers. We've spent a lot of money building this, but that is pretty incredible. So now you can come in, find your name. So there's Daryl right there, and you can click on it and it'll show you all the people that you've personally enrolled. And then you come and say, well, how have they done over the last 30 days or the last 7 days or all time or whatever it is? And it will keep track of it. Now, when it does that, it's going to show you what they've done actively over the last 7 days. And so even though they've signed up, and so when you look at the all-time number, this is everybody all time. But then when you look on like a 7-day, these are the people that actually scored points over the last 7 days. Now, we're still doing some programming. We still got some bugs that we're working on, but you can see that this is pretty amazing of what we're doing. So you can see you're making a difference in people's lives. And there's 9,000 of you on here that show all the people that you have enrolled and how you're making a difference in their life. So this is the top enroller. And so we're going to put in a link here towards the end of the class where you can send in the form to us, and we're going to send out a little bit of money for your investment account, because we would rather give you the money than give it to Facebook or someone else to spend on formalized advertising, because we want to help you. We want to help the people that are doing it. Now, then influencer. What is an influencer? Well, an influencer is basically the people that you've enrolled and then help them enroll more people. The only way that we can fix people's finances, the only way we can help them to become more successful is with education and with activity, execution. You have to do them both. And the problem is that in the world today, the vast majority of people do not understand the simplicity of success or the simplicity of money. This women's group that I taught the other night, we had a little 15-question quiz, and it was a 50-50 shot of getting the right answer. And there are some questions that they all got wrong. And these are people that have gone to college and things like that. And we're just fascinated that we teach all these people all these incredible things, but we don't teach them the simplicity of success and money. So are you an influencer? Are you making a difference in people's lives? Well, you look right here. Here's Johnson right here. He's enrolled 207 people by just simply sharing his QR code and referral link. Those people have signed up another 220 people, and they've been online for over 5,000 hours. So Johnson is an influencer. He's an enroller, which is number one, and he's an influencer by helping those people go out and duplicate. This is the only way that we can get this message out, is by doing it this way. Now, when we do that, you can simply click on Johnson's name, and it's going to go down the next level and show you all the people that he enrolled. And then you can click it on one more link, and it'll show you all the people that they enrolled and their hours. So this is what's so much fun, is we want this to be fun and competitive. So that's why we do it this way. Now, in addition to that, we have our group boards. This is something that we're really going to concentrate on dramatically this year. We've been really working on the individual side, but now we want to be able to do this in the big group side. So you can see the high school group. You simply click on the category. What are you? Well, I'm a school, I'm a college, I'm a university, I'm a business, I'm a church, whatever you are. That's the first one. That's the category. Then the second one is, well, what's the name of it? So we just clicked on high school. Here's a list of the different high schools that we have. And our goal is to add more and more of those, more and more churches, more and more congregations, more and more businesses, more and more SAM groups, success and money groups. And that's why we want to be able to do this on the organized group side. And then you simply click on, well, here's the Campus National. And then all the grades get to compete with each other. So all the high schools around the world get to compete with each other. Inside the high school, the grades get to compete with each other. Inside the grades, the students get to compete with each other, who get to compete with everybody around the world at the same time. So this is the brand new system that we are really going to start concentrating in 23, is now adding big groups. It's taken us 2.5 years just to build the site. We have spent a fortune building all this and the technology. And just remember, we're pulling data from all over the world, crunching it, and then being able to put it out in different time frames, last 30 days, last 7 days, and so forth. So that's what's so cool about what we're doing. So I want to congratulate all of you. We're going to put in some links on the top enrollers, and just watch your email because we're showing off the wonderful things that we've done there. We've also got our new app that's coming out. I'm going to turn the time over in just a second to Ethan and to Jake to talk a little bit about that. But because we're kicking off the new year, just remember, here is under the success and charities, here's the students that have received rewards. And we've got over 26,000 small rewards that we've done. This is something that was dedicated to my parents. My parents are parents of 10 children and over 70 grand and great grandchildren. And these are the things that I learned growing up. And you can see there's just a partial list of all the people that have received some kind of reward with us. And the average student has received about 9 awards. You come back here to the Make a Difference. And this is the great stories. Now we're slower in getting the rest of these stories created because we have to actually go through and do a lot of programming to do that. But this is my father-in-law and mother-in-law, and this is dedicated to them. And these are all the stories after stories after stories of how we've done that. I want to tip our hat off and thank one of our new money angels that we just, Justin Bauer just donated a big chunk of money that we can bring into the foundation that we can then turn around and go out and help other people with. So I'm so grateful for him for doing that. And you'll notice that when you come to our story, any of our students that have come in and donated money to us, we have a new place to be able to recognize them as well. And that's all part of our money angel part. Okay, so that's what we've got going so far. I'm going to stop sharing for a second, and we're going to talk about the app just a little bit. In fact, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody from around the world, and then we're going to come right back and we're going to talk about the new app that we have. And then in the house today, I've got my good friend Ken Craig, who is working with Latter-day Saint Philanthropies and Charities. And that's one of the organizations that we use to be able to make donations to as you are going through class. And so he's going to be on here today. He's also an author, and more importantly, he's a good friend of mine that I've known for many, many years. So stay tuned, everybody. We're going to be right back with all of our people from around the world. And we're going to show off the brand new and talk a little bit